Hi there, Z here, and man, this has been one fantastic gaming season, hasn't it? We've had Little Nightmares, we've had Mario Odyssey, we've had Breath of the Wild, we've had Cuphead, we've had Shadow of War. It's been such a good one, and right when I thought I couldn't reach the max of my climax right here, it's happened yet again with this new game that has just been released. And let me just kind of wrap this whole thing up and kind of weed out the people who might not want to watch a 10-20 minute review on a game that they're not even going to like. Let me just go down a quick questionnaire, okay, with you guys? I'm just going to do a real quick one, and then it'll determine if you want to watch this review or even interested in the game. Question 1. Do you enjoy hurting Nazis? And I'm not talking about people who don't share your political persuasion, I should say. I'm talking about actual Nazis. You know, swastikas, goose stepping, scat porn. I don't know if Nazis enjoyed scat porn. I'm sure they weren't into the whole missionary one, so I'm guessing the very opposite of missionary porn would probably be scat. In my mind, it's making sense. Number 2, do you enjoy a good dialogue with a vast array of colorful characters, ranging from you really fucking hate them and you hope that they're going to die as soon as they can, or ones that you just cannot even mentally picture them getting the whole, Game of Thrones treatment, if you know what I mean. Number 3, do you enjoy good voice acting that actually has, emotion and depth to it? Or are you okay with just the commander screaming, terrorism, and then just throwing a gun at you and dropping you down at some random desert here? And it's completely fine if you want to do that. It's not really my thing. Nobody tells me who to kill. I kill whoever I want to kill. Number 4, and this one's just pertinent. This one's a very important question here on whether you might enjoy this game or not. Would you be okay with seeing, a pregnant woman throw a handful of grenades at the feet of some Nazi soldiers in a big mechanical cat, and while everything explodes, she rips off her fucking shirt and just starts double-barreling assault rifles, killing whoever's left as the blood of the Nazis rain down upon her? Ah! Would you be interested in that? Yeah? I mean, if you said yes to pretty much anything on the top here, stick around. I got a fantastic game for you called Wolfenstein New Colossus. Shit, what the hell am I gonna do with this now? Darker shame, darling, darker shame. Alright, here we go again. Z here, as my viewers are quick to notice. Z, the man who never says anything negative in his reviews or never has a negative review about anything. I'm sorry that I keep picking fucking great games. I'm sure I'll come across another land list at some point, but as of right now, can we all just hold hands, get naked, and metaphorically bukkake the shit out of these good games? We need to focus on good games just as much as we need to focus on bad games, so the developers would stop with their bullshit and actually care about their craft. Fine-tune it a little bit and perfect it so we don't get another Ride to Hell Retribution on our hands. Anyways, Wolfenstein New Colossus. It's a fantastic game, as you probably have found out by now. I'm willing to say that I love it pretty much as Cuphead, but in more of a Nazi slaughtering, heavy cussing, heavy gore kind of way. Comparing these two games side by side is an absolutely stupid thing to do, but in Zach's heart, they're the same thing. They're the same thing. Kind of like having one kid who goes to Harvard and is a scholar and is well known, and the other one who grew up as a meth head working at like a local dollar store with a pregnant underage girlfriend. I mean, there's an obvious difference between these two, but you gotta love them both equally, because apparently that's what parents do. Got it. Okay. All right. Back to the game. Enough of the sidetracking here. It's great. The game does such a great job of towing the line of unbelievably entertaining gameplay and cutscenes to realistically tame drama throughout the game.
You want great hiding in the closet. Make me sick to look at you.
At one point, you're slowly figuring out what made B.J. Blazkowicz, the main meathead protagonist that you play as, Such a heartless killer in flashbacks to an abusive father who tormented him his entire childhood, and then it switches dramatically in a millisecond to a massive Leviathan ship pulling apart your entire childhood home, and you need to fight your way to freedom. In a lot of ways, this game's pacing is like Django Unchained the movie. Everything is pretty tame and expertly acted and well put together, and then out of fucking nowhere, and there's an absolutely overreacting scene where everything just turns into pure fun. God, I love this game. But of course, let's just start from the beginning, and full disclosure, I did enjoy the first game as well, almost as equally as this one. Finally, a sequel that doesn't get shrouded in the original's massive shadow, right? But as for the first game being way more dreary and much less crazy action scenes, because in the original they had to set up the hopelessness of the world being controlled by Nazis, and this one you kind of already understand that it's controlled by Nazis, and you're purposely trying to dismantle the Nazi regime by taking out this sadistic bitch called Frau Irene Engel. Whereas in the first game, you were trying to kill the main Nazi scientists to slow down their production of dangerous and advanced weaponry, now in this game, you're trying to take down the main military general of the whole kit and caboodle. And yes, with how fucking insanely crazy and diabolical she acts, she might as well be constantly sporting one of those old-timey villain mustaches at all times, but that's beside the point. Honestly, her almost overreactions to how much of a bitch she can be, it definitely makes more fun to hate her without it being too overwhelmingly cringy. So the game begins where the last game ended. You are broken, beaten, just completely near death from fighting the lead Nazi scientist and his giant mech suit, when your team just kind of swoops in, takes your useless body away, and starts working on you. From then on, you're in a coma for several months where you subconsciously hear all your different teammates that they care about you and they don't want you to die, and that you're a daddy from the love interest from the previous game, and the team is just really concerned about you, and oh yeah, you stolen a sub. Yeah, all pretty standard stuff, right? But then the game decides to wake you the fuck up by having such a unique shooting stage where you mow down multiple Nazis in a wheelchair. Yes, a wheelchair. Absolutely. It's fantastic to go through. This is the pure old fun that I'm talking about in this game. Would a cripple be able to kill a bunch of Nazis nowadays? Most likely not. But fuck realism, I'm having too much fun. But from then on, it goes to the regular old, oh, we have to do these missions because it will help us in this way. And I mean, if I talk about all the creative and unique missions, this will probably be an hour-long review. So let's just kind of touch on some main talking points. Personally, I think the characters are so damn great in this game. I absolutely love them. You are almost forced to connect with at least one of them because the net is so large. You got a sassy, black, feminist, Black Panther type character who is lippy and fucking annoying as hell, with her lover, a Roswell conspiracy theorist who's balding and looks so close to Giorgio that you can't get any closer than this. This is it. This is Giorgio. There's Max Haas, a strong idiot that you just can't help but love, an angry Scotsman with a robot arm that refuses to do whatever he wants it to do, a meathead protagonist who doesn't care about the politics of everyone around him, he just wants to raise his family without Nazi rule, aka you. And each of them has their own unique personality, quirks, mentality, and actually feels like a person. Honestly, if you don't fall in love with one of these characters, I would check to see if you suffer from crippling depression with antisocial tendencies. And if you do, I apologize. I apologize. Get better soon. Get better soon. I'll send you a get well soon card. And when they aren't introducing you to new characters or establishing connections with existing characters, you're out slicing up Nazi scrotum and blowing up Nazi machines just to cause as much damage as you can, with the same similar fast-paced mentality as like the Doom 2016 game. The gameplay is not anything new or different from the first game. I mean, you can upgrade your weaponry to be more stealthy and kind of silently take out the commanders and units throughout most of the levels, or you could just double fist some fucking assault rifles and just cause as much chaos and havoc as you can. But even though it's nothing really new, it's done in such a way that you just don't get tired of it. No matter how many times you fuck up and you die over and over again, you'll be ready to get your revenge on those Nazi genitalias anytime soon. You can also harness the power of perks by completing certain tasks, overall making your specific style of death and dismemberment more fluid and deadly, contouring to kind of your method of gameplay. And usually I'm not into things like soundtracks or anything like that, but dear God! When you get spotted and the heavy metal music starts riffing and the bullets are flying and the Nazis are screaming and the blood is spurting, oh God! I get a feeling that this is what Chuck Norris must feel like in a lot of his movies. It's like an action scene from any movie you've ever seen, but instead of watching the genocide, you're the genocide. It's you. It's so good. And the level design is just all over the place. I mean, yeah, sure, there are some times where it's a gray industrial area, or brown industrial area, or a bombed out city, but hey, it could also be Roswell, or below Area 51, or the irradiated and destroyed ruins of New York City, or even the planet Venus. Yeah, the planet Venus, where you are auditioning under a different actor's name to play a part in a B.J. Blazkowicz movie that's being directed by Adolf Hitler. I'm sorry, I went through that pretty quickly. You want me to go through that a little bit slower? I'll go through it a little bit slower. You kidnap a well-known actor, dress up like him, travel to Venus, the planet, to audition for a part in a movie about your life and how bad of a terrorist you are, and the director is an ancient, senile, old Adolf Hitler that pisses into a glass full of ice. I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, I hear something in the distance. Yeah, that's the... What the fuck is this alarm? Look, this review may have seemed like it's everywhere, and I properly apologize, but I just can't say what's best about this game because I loved all of it. You know what? There is one minor caveat that I really did not enjoy about this game, and that's the autosave function. The placement of the autosaves are bad. Like, you'd be in the middle of a firefight, and then you'd die, and you'd be like, maybe this is for the best. I'll go back to the autosave, where they didn't have the alarm sounding, and 5,000 guys breathing down my back, and I'll have full health, and I could try this on. No, you go fuck yourself, okay, sir? Go fuck yourself. We're gonna give you 21 health, like you had at the autosave, with all the alarms blaring, and the bullets already firing at you. That has happened to me so many times. It has happened to me on more times than I can count on my fingers and toes. And some of the times I was hungover at that point. Nothing sobers you up when you're like, oh, fucking man, what a crazy night. I'm just gonna play me some Wolfenstein New Colossus. Oh God, what the fuck is going on? But given enough deaths, you'll be able to find out where to go, who to kill, when to kill, all the health packs in a corner to cry in. So you just gotta give it enough time. But yeah, boy howdy, I don't even know what to say anymore here. This is winding down a bit. This game has some tender moments, it really does. It has some fucked up moments. It has funny moments, and some badass moments culminating in, God, one of my most favorite games of the year. It really is. I am so happy that this game didn't lose any of its gusto from the last one, and may have ramped it up just by a tiny, tiny bit. If you have some money to push around, or an empty Christmas list, or, you know, if have some incriminating evidence, you can blackmail like a politician or somebody pretty wealthy, I would put this game on the top of that blackmail list. Or Christmas list, but knowing my viewers, I'm guessing a lot of them have blackmail lists. It's right next to their who am I going to frame for murder list. It's okay, guys. I got them both as well.